Hey everybody, Rob Vino here, wagertalk.com, Wager Talk TV here with your free play selection with analysis. We're going to go NFL Divisional Round playoff style today. We're going to take a look at the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. Before we do, let me just let everybody know about the special offer from Wager Talk currently available. Buy a 3-day all access pass. All access means you get every sport, every play released, 5%. In my case, 5% blue chips, every play that I release in college basketball, NBA, NFL, college football, of course, the national championship on deck. 3-day all access pass. You get 1 day free if you buy that. So buy 3, get 1 free, $69 price. It'll get you 4 days for that $69. It'll carry you right through Monday night's national championship. So once again, special offer from wagertalk.com. Buy a 3-day all access package. Get the 4th day free. Let's take a look at Baltimore at Buffalo here. Line open, Buffalo minus 151.5. Currently, Baltimore minus 151.5. Change of favorites here. Scheduling is what it is, right? Each team played last week. Baltimore's got the travel spot here. Buffalo gets to stay at home. I want to take a look at some notes from last week. Then we're going to take a look at the matchup really quick, and then I'll give you my final look on this game. Notes from last week where these two teams are concerned. Each team basically dominated as large favorites versus mirror image teams. Denver and Pittsburgh, very, very similar in all facets. Pittsburgh's bottom tier offensively, just about everywhere. And Denver, when facing anybody with a good defense, is the same. The love affair, the misguided love affair for Bo Nix and Sean Payton and what they've accomplished was done against garbage defenses. Again, they faced a good defense last week and failed miserably. Last week, Denver could only gain 224 total yards against this Buffalo defense. That's being a little bit shortchanged here this coming week. Denver got 70 of those 224 on the first possession. And then after that, they went 7 possessions with only 154 total yards. So kudos to the Buffalo defense for playing extremely well. Denver only had 2 plays really in that game, a 43-yard touchdown pass and a fake punt 4th down conversion. Pittsburgh was just about as lousy offensively against the Baltimore defense, which has seemingly turned a corner, been much better last 4 or 5 games. But Pittsburgh was a little more impressive with what they did in the third quarter of that game. They had zero ability to move the football in the first half. No running game, no offensive line play. Yet in the third quarter, whatever Arthur Smith did at halftime, the offensive coordinator of the Steelers, it worked. Pittsburgh came out in third quarter, threw for 187 yards. In that third quarter alone. Russell Wilson, 10 of 15. The Steelers had 5 completions of over 20 yards, 7 of over 10 yards. It kind of sends up a red flag that this Baltimore pass defense, although statistically improved and has looked better, may still be a little bit of problematic here. Let's put it that way. They may be a little bit problematic in this case, especially against this Buffalo pass offense. 21-0. You could obviously argue that Baltimore let off the gas pedal. You could just as easily argue that the Baltimore Ravens knew Pittsburgh had to pass and should have pinned their ears down and gone after the quarterback. They didn't do that. Pittsburgh scored 14 points in that quarter. Look at the matchup here real quick. There's not a lot to separate these two teams. The quarterback plays elite on both sides. The ground game would give it a slight edge to Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. But Josh Allen and James Cook are right there. James Cook's still unheralded. You've got scatbacks in this game that are equally as important. On one side, Justice Hill. On the other side, Ray Davis, who's questionable for this game, but Ty Johnson from Maryland as well. Both of these teams, good rushing attacks. The passing game, obviously the health of Zay Flowers for Baltimore means everything here. It was, mentioned quite a bit last week as maybe causing a problem. It didn't, but it would cause a problem here. Baltimore short on offensive weaponry at the wide receiver position would be just Bateman and 2 tight ends. Buffalo's got a substantial edge where pass receiving options are concerned if Zay Flowers doesn't go. Run blocking and pass protection, both elite. Run defense, Baltimore's been number 1 in the NFL all season long. They get the edge there. Pass defense, Buffalo's number 1 in the NFL. They get the advantage there. So let's take a look. How do we separate them? Let's give Buffalo some credit. Denver defensively forced the Bills to be patient last week, take underneath stuff. They did. They used their ground game. They won. The ground game, however, did not perform whatsoever in the first meeting against Baltimore. So it's important here that they do. They had 23 carries, 81 yards, only 3.5 per carry. I can only find like sliver-sized advantages, and I'm going to give all three to Buffalo here. Number one, as I mentioned, the Ravens' pass defense did show some cracks in it last week. Buffalo could take advantage if those open up again. If Zay Flowers can't go, again, advantage Buffalo. More receiving options. Buffalo has three of its most vital defensive pieces present for this game. They didn't have them the first game. I mean, Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano, and Teron Johnson are three of the best players on that defense. They're here for Sunday. They weren't there the first time these two teams met. I think it's a difference maker. And of course, the home field for Buffalo, the environment is always emotionally charged and should provide an advantage for the Bills. So the slightest of advantages to Buffalo, that'll be the free play for today. Buffalo +1 in their divisional round playoff game against the Baltimore Ravens. On the way out, I'd like to ask everybody to hit the like button if you like the selections and analysis provided here each and every day by the Wager Talk handicappers. Go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join the 193,000 people that have already done so. Also, if you have a comment on this game or any other game, please drop it in the comments section. I try to answer them as quickly as I can. For now, this is Rob Vino saying thanks for watching. Good luck with your play. See you next time on Wager Talk TV.